Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I'm extremely lucky, extremely happy that this video is sponsored by Cult Beauty. So Cult Beauty is one of my absolute favorite places to buy, well, makeup related and beauty related products. I love Cult Beauty because it's my destination for things that I know may be a little bit more difficult to get in the UK. In terms of maybe some brands don't ship to the UK, I know I can get them from Cult Beauty. But Cult Beauty is also somewhere I go to discover new brands, new products, new launches. And I have been shopping with them for years and years and years and years and years. So I am very excited to have these amazing products from Cult Beauty in front of me today that they very kindly gifted me. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and create a look. And what I want to do today with these products is create like a bronzy kind of... Now here's my inspiration. First of all, Cult Beauty are doing a campaign called Show Off, right? And it's about expressing yourself and being yourself and kind of getting back out into the real world. So I want to do like a really nice bronzy kind of like glowing skin, bronze eyes, really like sun-kissed. As much as I hate the sun, it's nice to be sun-kissed. So, so that is what we are going to do. And I'm going to talk about the products as I go through. So I'm going to list all these products below for you as I usually do, but better yet, I have a discount code for you. So you can get 15% off of a code CBRobert15, and that is 15% off a £25 minimum spend. And that will be available until the 21st of July for you. Oh, I'm so excited. So there's some bits here that I haven't tried yet, but there are bits from brands that I know I really like. So I was like, you know what? Let me try these. Let's start with our first product. This is the Laneige Mini Pore Blur Perfector. So I'm going to use this as almost like a serum. No, I'm not. A primer. So this is going to help reduce oil and shine. And also, it's new, so I have to pump it like a million times, but also minimize the appearance of pores. Now we know we can't actually get rid of them. That'll be impossible, but we can minimize their appearance. So I'm going to use this on areas where I know I'm really pory, my nose, my forehead, round. Does anyone know of the actual name for in here? Like those bits? I don't know, but there. And you can tell this is one of those, you know, like oil controlling products because it's more like a fluid, if that makes sense. I find if you have oily skin, and I always say this, or you just find that your skincare can, or skin prep can interfere with your makeup, always go for fluids. Water, like more watery kind of in texture, mainly because they don't leave like this layer on your skin, but you just, oh, you can see it's kind of, oh. Where's a mirror? Can you see? Do you see? It looks so smooth. I mean, you can still see my skin because, you know, it's skin, but it looks so smooth. Oh, I've already primed my lids, by the way. That's why they look like really yellow. So I was thinking when I was like thinking about this look, I want glowing skin. Again, being oily, glowing skin is like a little bit difficult to achieve, but that's why I use that first product more in the T-zone area where I'm oily the most. So to give myself a bit more of a glow, I'm going to go in with the iconic London Radiance Booster. And I'm going to use that mainly on the cheeks and kind of like on the side of the forehead here, thinking more about usually where I apply my highlighter. And this is made, it says to shake well, and this is made to go over your moisturizer as well. I'm actually going to tap it up to under the under eyes here, but I am still going to keep it up this way because for me, when I start to get shiny in this area, I do start to, it looks like oil, it looks like sweat, you know, so as nice as sweaty can look sometimes. It's not really my aesthetic. Now this did come in a few different shades. I chose Shell Glow. You can see how this would be really nice even without foundation. If you're not a foundation kind of person, or you're more like a BB cream person, I think that's what I have. No, I have a CC cream today. To let that kind of glow shine through, because you know what? Blemishes and things like that don't matter. People have blemishes, that's life. But when your skin is glowing and it looks healthy, people just assume you have healthy skin. Now, I know I don't have healthy skin. Not if it goes by what we eat, but I love that. Oh, imagine being on like holiday and this is like your glow. Oh, shoulders and shoulders. This neck bone, collarbone and shoulders. That would look beautiful. Okay. And one thing again that's for me that was important is not to have it feeling all heavy. This feels very lightweight. which is perfect. Okay, I'm going to start with my eyes first. I'm looking over there, but I don't have anything there, but I decided to look there. Let's start with my eyes first. Now, I chose the By Terry VIP Expert Palette. The reason I chose this is because I have a lot of By Terry products, and I've loved all of them. So I haven't actually tried the eyeshadow. So this is the palette inside. How cute is that? I almost don't want to use it, but we have to. So it does come with a little brush inside, but I actually have the iconic London Ultimate Brush Set. So there are 12 full size brushes in here, 100% vegan and cruelty free. Is that right? That is right. I'm glad I got these because I still haven't cleaned my brushes. And now I don't have to because I have a whole set. So there are 6 what I would consider like face brushes. You have your fan brush here, a larger powder brush. This is one that I would use for something like a cream bronzer, or even foundation would be really nice. This will be incredible for foundation or contour, blusher, whatever you want to be, whatever product you want a little bit more precise detail with. This longer one I would also use for powder, but maybe in like more precision. And then, of course, like a powder brush or blush brush. Powder brushes are great because you can use them depending on how you feel, how much products you're going to, you know, apply. And then we have 6 eye brushes. So we have 2 blending brushes here. This one is more domed and round on top. And then we have one which is like flatter. They're great for in the socket and blending through. And then we have more of a domed, heavier brush. I like to use that to blend through darker, heavier color. And then more of like an angled brush. These ones I just kind of use to apply color to the lid. And we have an angle brush, and we have a smaller detail brush like this. This could be used for liner if you want to go for thick liner. But I always use these for smaller details, blending under the eye here, for example, or getting color right up against the lash line. I'll talk about them as we go through anyway. So let's just start off with this blending brush. And I'm going to go, where should we start? Let's start with this shade of right here. Oh, my crusty eyelids. My eyelids are so dry today. Oh, look at that blend. Now, By Terry, I would say, are more of a luxurious brand in terms of price point, but my God, is it worth it? There hasn't been a product I've had from them that I haven't liked. And I would say that's rare, but actually there's quite a few brands that I, use stuff and I like everything. But I do always say, if you get eyeshadow wrong, then that's pretty worrying. The brush head is really good. I'm so impressed with how, when I started doing makeup, an artificial brush for eyeshadow, for powder products, wasn't really much of an option. Artificial would be for like cream, like liquid, like lipsticks or eyeliner or something like that. And artificial brushes have just come so far in terms of their quality and how they kind of mimic the results of real hair brushes. And I'm so happy because, of course, by far, I only use synthetic brushes now, I believe. So I'm so happy that's something that has been perfected because these are so soft and blend incredibly well. So in terms of this eyeshadow, one thing I really like, and I sound like a broken record sometimes, but one thing I really like about eyeshadows, that doesn't make sense. What I look for in a good eyeshadow, what makes me like an eyeshadow is you can apply the color and it blends easily. I hope you understand what I mean when I say this. There's a difference between eyeshadow blending and it just kind of moving around. Because some eyeshadows you just find kind of just travel and lose their color over time. Okay, so that's kind of just like a nice shadowy base for everything. Okay, let's take the one here with the Eiffel Tower, and I've gone for like this more flatter brush from a brush set. So here's the idea. We're going to go darker brown, this color, and then something lighter on the lid. So we won't take it all the way to the inside. It's like rose gold. This color isn't as strong, surprisingly, as I thought it would be. It looks like a really bold metallic in the palette. Well, I guess it doesn't actually. I don't know why I said that, but I definitely want to build that up a little bit more. Oh, I really like that color. There's something about, I'm so boring. There's something about beiges and really neutral tones that really I'm like, oh my God, that's so exciting. Okay, let's go for this really deep tone right here. I'm going to use the same brush and let's start to build that up in this outside corner. And I'm going to go more at an angle like this. Building up, I always call it like a cheese wedge. Let's build up that cheese wedge first. I'm going to go back in with that blending brush I used before and just gently and softly blend that in. And I'm just tapping on that join, like I'm not full on rubbing, I'm like tapping and giving it a gentle blend. Tap, 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 tap. Blend, 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 blend. Okay, let's talk about this. So say everything is coming to an end, quarantine, for example, coming to an end for some people. And let's say the world just snaps back to normal tomorrow. You can go to nightclubs, you can go to events, you can have evenings out. Are you going to go full on with your makeup, or have you kind of like now settled on this? You know what? I'm kind of used to not putting on so much. Or are you kind of like dying to get out there and like show off your makeup again? Because I know some people had like epiphanies. Now, like, you know what? I love wearing makeup. I want to do more and more when I go out. So I would love to know what everyone else thinks. Let me know below. I just sneezed. I'm not crying. Okay. What I want to do is kind of like wing it out, sorry, the shape a little bit more. So let's still go in with that darker brown, but I've gone for that brush that is slightly more flatter. And what I'm going to do is follow... I almost imagine like if my bottom waterline was to like carry on and then start to map out the wing from there. And don't worry too much about this underneath bit because we can concealer that, you know, concealer, mark it out with concealer. Okay, I'm going to go back in with this shade and I'm actually going to use my finger and just see. And I'm going halfway across that kind of brown, not too far. Let's take that smaller brush, the one with more like domed edge, and I want to go into this kind of beigey tone here. And let's just tap a tiny bit. I almost don't want it to be color. Like I just want it to be brightness. I'm actually going to use that bigger brush and just go ahead and fill in that whole area. Okay, we are absolutely not done with the eyes yet, but I need to do concealer so I can carry on with the eyes. We have some pencil that we're going to use to make it a little bit more feline. So, concealer. I chose the Cakeless Concealer Boi-ing from Benefit. Do you remember when this used to be in a little compact? And it would be Boi-ing and Lemonade, and they were like their main two things. I hope this colour's okay. Okay, I may have chosen slightly the wrong colour, but that's fine. Like I said, we're going to use that to cut off here. So I do a tiny bit with the aim to... I hope that sound effect made it easier to understand what I'm talking about. I'm just wiping off this brush on a tissue. And because it's bigger and denser and has this more rounded tip, it's kind of perfect for blending in concealer and buffing it in. That's nice to know. I wish I got the right colour, but that is really, really nice. You know what? I've kind of been ignoring Benefit. I have to be real. For a long time. They used to be, when I was younger, when I first started like experimenting with makeup, they used to be like a go-to for me. But I have used a few products from recently that I've been really impressed with. So we're going to keep that nice hard cut for now. Yeah, that looks really smooth actually. Right? It looks like it's kind of smoothed out. That's nice. What colour is this? So this is number 5. So maybe I need to go maybe 1 shade lighter or 2 shades if I really want to brighten. I think I'm going to do it, you know. So for under the eyes, we're going to start with the colour that I used first with this stubbier brush. And I'm actually going to press it right up against here and almost join it up with that wing. Doesn't matter if it comes a little bit further down. Now, I don't mind a tired look, so I quite like to bring my eyeshadow quite far down, because you know what? It just covers up the fact that I am an extremely tired person. Okay, let's head into that deeper brown again. So I kind of want to layer. I want that, like we do with the top of the eyes, that deeper, that like shadow, then a darker, and then we're going to use a pencil to get right to the lash line and deepen that. So with the angle brush, and just like dragging it down from the lash line. Go back in with our stubby brush and blend over the whole lot. I haven't tidied up that little fall down bit yet because I want to see what it looks like when it's blended, because it's actually fine. And then let's blend over again with our big blending brush. This is a really nice blending brush, you know. I think I need like another... I need like 5 of these. No, I need no more brushes. I can't clean them. I'm not responsible enough. Now let's look at the Partick Major Dimension Precision Gel Liner. Gel liners are always going to be my favorite kind of liners, just that word gel liner anyway, because they glide on incredibly smoothly, like gel, but they have this staying power that is almost like everything proof, you know? I'm going to take that on the waterline. Oh, so smooth. There's nothing worse than a pencil like dragging along your waterline. And then what I'm going to do, sorry, my eyes are a bit sensitive. I'm going to go in at this angle. So I'm going to hold the pencil parallel. Is that the word? So instead of coming in like this, I'm going to hold it like this, and I'm actually going to aim for my lashes. So then we're smudging the pencil downwards, so it doesn't just look like a solid line. If you ever get that kind of like, almost like the gap between your lashes and then the skin under the lashes, and it's like a very obvious gap, then just go ahead and hold your pencil that way. Going back to this little stubby brush, and I'm just gonna blend. Yeah, oh, smoky. You know what, it's like a very deep smoky eye, but it doesn't seem, what's the word? Too dramatic, because the colours are so neutral. I'm gonna take the Partick pencil again, and we're going to go along the lash line. Now, don't worry about being too neat, because we're going to smudge it also. If you want to wing it out there slightly, you absolutely can. I'm actually going to take the brush that came in the Boi-ing palette and use this like very small blending brush just to buff in that pencil. Now, we're going to use extremely natural lashes today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tightline my eyes. Very strange feeling, but it works. So we'll finish up the eyes after we do our foundation. So for foundation, I chose the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. SPF 50. I will still wear SPF. And this is medium tan. So I'm going to take, from that brush set, I'm actually going to take this one. I just love using stubby brushes for foundation. If you want a full coverage that looks more natural, big stubby brushes are a really nice way to go. Look how smooth that skin is. Like, usually I have trouble. If you've seen me doing any foundation review, actually no, I've used some good ones recently, but I always have trouble with a texture on my nose because my nose is so... my pores are really big on my nose, but also round like these edges, round these edges here are usually so crusty. It's difficult to get product to sit on it. Foundation's really nice. It definitely does have, I mean, I know it says full coverage, but you think like a CC BB cream, you're like, oh, it's gonna be so natural, but it definitely does have that coverage to it, which is kind of nice. I like this. I do love that kind of like glow that this gives, but I do kind of wish I used this over my whole face because the way it's just smoothed out the nose and the forehead looks incredible. So next time, I'll do that next time. What was I going to do? Brush my eyebrows up quickly. Okay, so I'm really excited to use this product. So I've been using Lanolips, the product Lanolips, for ages. I first saw Manny Anyway use it and Michaela Noguera use it. And I was like, oh, I want to like collect them all. So when I saw that they had this, the Rose Gold 101 Tint, Ointment, sorry, and it is like a tint of color. So I didn't know they did like color products. I thought it's just like lip balms and ointments because that's what I have from them, and I love their ointments. So I really want to try this. I'm going to use it as a blush, so it comes out almost like a bit of toothpaste. I'm actually going to use my fingertips, I think, because I think it needs warming up quite a bit. It does, yeah. So let's aim. Oh. Now, in terms of longevity, this may not be the longest lasting product to use on the cheeks. It's lanolin, basically. So I would recommend like touching it up a little bit. Actually do it on the lips too. It definitely is a tint. Oh, I like that little bit of rosiness. If you haven't tried anything from Lanolips, you absolutely have to try it. I adore their product. So this brush that was a little bit more angled, this powder brush, I actually just want to tap over that blush, really get it pushed into the skin, but delicately and gently. That's a really nice flush of colour. Yeah, I like that a lot. I'm really super into like glowy skin at the moment. I used to be all about matte, because I think again, being an oily person, you're like, oh, I need my skin to be matte, otherwise nothing's going to sit on the skin. But I've just really been enjoying That's what you think anyway. But I've really been enjoying the more creamier products. I just love the finish. And I think it's such a trend that's come back as well, like this summer, or this year, is cream products again. We're seeing that happen. Okay, so we have next, this is the NYX Professional Filler Instinct Plumping Lip Polish. Plumping. Lacquer effect. Okay. My history of plumping glosses isn't that good. And I chose this one because I just wanted, you know me and lips, I don't like colour. I like a finish and I like a shine, just like that. Can't really go wrong with a nude gloss, can you really? Okay, what I thought would be really cute is to add like a suggestion of lashes. And it's been a really long time since I've just used a pair of corner lashes. These used to be my like wedding staples. So when I was doing brides, corner lashes would be an absolute must. Like if I didn't have corner lashes in my kit, I would be panicking. I mean, this was like before the time where like mink kind of lashes became a trend. So they're very tiny, but we're literally going to use them to lift the outside corner of lash. Now, if you're anything like me, my eyes do kind of head downwards that way. So we're going to meet the edge of a lash. Again, this invisible line here. We don't want the edge of a lash to droop past there. Otherwise, that just completely like diminishes the point of the lift, you know? Diminishes? Yeah. Now, you can absolutely use black ones. I've chosen brown, like a dark brown, just so they don't stand out too. I find black corner lashes can, it sounds weird, although your lashes can be black from mascara or brown from mascara, they kind of stick out very much. So brown kind of, you know, helps that blend that in a little bit more. So I'm going to make sure I'm placing the outside corner first. And like I said, I'm making sure it doesn't go past that kind of invisible line. Cute. I love that little, oh, it's so cute. I miss corner lashes. I really miss them. I don't know why. I can buy them when I can get some. It's not like they've ceased to exist. You know, there's something so nice about the subtlety of a corner lash or a tiny lash. That's like, you know, when you look to the side and you get that really subtle flick. Yes. Okay, I'm just going to powder a tiny bit and then that's everything. So with this look, if you want to keep that gloss and shine to it, then don't worry about powdering the face. But I kind of like that gloss and shine on the cheeks where I applied the highlighter before. So I'd only powder the middle of my face. That was everything. I have to say I'm very pleasantly surprised by the foundation. I was expecting a lightweight, like, oh, that's nice kind of foundation. But this is actually really, really nice coverage. My favorite thing has to be the Blur Perfector. I cannot believe how smooth my skin was here. I can't wait to do my makeup again and use this on my whole face. Like, I can't believe how well it actually smoothed out the skin on my nose and my forehead. It looks so good. Yeah, I love this look. I love a good beige, smoky eye. Taking it back to a little bit more simple, but still summery, still a statement. You know, you still have these deep eyes and these like, are they real lashes? Like, they just look like I used an incredible mascara. Well, it must be a really good mascara. Thank you again to Cult Beauty for sponsoring this video. I absolutely adore Cult Beauty. I'm so happy to work with them. And if you haven't been on Cult Beauty before, which I'm sure you absolutely have, like I said, I'll link everything below so you can go ahead and check them out. And don't forget to use that code CBRobert15 for 15% off your order when you spend £25 or more. Thank you so much again, and I will see you very soon. Bye.